thing, losing a parent. But he would always say to me, and my mom, like I said, my entire family, you can do whatever it is you put your mind to. And my father always said to me, Taraji, you are blessed. Now go out into the world and be a blessing. And that's what we're all sent here to do as humans. You've heard it several times tonight. Ms. Susan Taylor said it. Whitney Sis said it. That's what we're here to do as humans. We're not here for us. Right. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about God. It's about His work and what He has put us all here to do, to help each other. And the greatest gift God has given us as humans is love. And if you're not loving, you're dying. Because it's so easy to hate. It's so easy to, you're driving down the street, somebody cuts you off. It's so easy to give them the finger or bump the horn. Ah! But you don't know what that person, they just may have received a call saying somebody died. Or they have cancer and they're dying. You don't know. You have to remove yourself from the situation. Because again, it's not about you. So, it's about these kids tonight. I'm very honored to be here. My publicist was like, oh, you can't go with your schedule. And I was like, no, I have to go. Make it work. And, because my team, they don't get it. They're not very spiritual. I have to preach to them a lot. They really don't get it. But I do. And, like I said, I take what I do very, very seriously. I've been so inspired tonight. I'm honored to have both my mom and my stepmother here. My mother, her whole core of girlfriends are here, scattered around. My aunt is here, my uncle is here, and two of my longest, dearest friends are here. And I'm going to need your help, Mr. Wintley, because I'm face of my girlfriend's non-for-profit organization called Art Creates Life. And what we try to do is we try to take underprivileged kids to Africa, get them out of their zip codes. Sometimes you think you got it so hard. I don't have this, I don't have that. Until you go outside of the country and you see how hard people really have it. You go to Africa and you see, these children with water bottles that we take for granted because we're drinking fresh water, they're wearing them as shoes. So when you take a child out of their zip code and show them the world, then they are able to dream and stop talking about how hard they had it. Because as humans, when we're born, we don't have a book. No one tells us this is how you live life. You just go about it. So as humans, all the odds are stacked against us, especially colored children. So that is my passion, and I'm going to share this with you. Ms. Taylor, you're absolutely right. You can't point the finger and you can't expect everything from the government. You have to look at that person in the mirror. I was a substitute teacher right before I booked Baby Boy, my very first film. And I remember when you had to take a class. You can't just go teach, you have to have credentials. So I had to take a class, and I remember they were like, well, who wants to teach special ed kids? And, they divided us in groups, and there was one side for people who wanted to teach the special ed children, and there was another side where everybody were to teach the regular kids. And I thought, wow, what's wrong with this picture? Special ed children need people that want to be there. So there I was, me by myself, on that side of the room. So then, I get my credentials and I go off into the world to become a substitute teacher. And God is funny. Because I really went into like, oh, this is perfect. I can still do my auditions. I just had to babysit for like a few hours, and I didn't realize how attached to these children I was going to get. So I go to the school. They first send me to the hood. I wasn't scared because I was born in the hood. So I go to the school, and they send me to the class, and I'm waiting for these physically, mentally disabled children to come in. For special ed, right? No, regular kids, nothing wrong. Walking, talking, nothing wrong. And I'm like, special ed, where? Then it dawned on me, I'm like, I started talking to the kid. I'm a people person, so I started talking to the kid, found out little Johnny's mama's on crack. You know, this child's parents are in prison, so there's nobody at home. And I'm like, and they're labeling these children special ed? They're growing up thinking that they're mentally disabled, and they're not. The only thing that's lacking is the parents at home to reinforce homework. Then they put me in a classroom one time where it was literally a closet. It was a stock room. Like they had boxes, and I went to the principal and I was like, well, I need like visual stimulation on the walls. We need pencils. There were no rulers. There were no books. I'm like, how am I supposed to teach these children if they don't have the proper tools? Principal was like, good luck. Here I am, a single mom. I have no money. I'm a substitute teacher. I'm not even on salary. There I was at Staples, coming out of my pocket, buying visual stimulation for the kids. I built a classroom for them. Half of them could not speak English. You know, it's really, it's alarming what's going on with our children and with this country, because if we don't come together now, God help us all. So I don't want to end on a sad note. I just wanted to say, and then I went to a school where the children were mentally and physically disabled. And that's where I had the best time, because they were smiling. And I was like, well, she can't even walk, she's in a wheelchair. What do I have to complain about? You know, God is so good. There's a lesson in everything. There is something to be learned every day from everybody, from every walk of life. And like you say, Miss Taylor, just open your eyes and be present. Because if not,